urban voter who feels that way, to win her back?
First of all, I won in 2020 by a lot, okay? Let's get that straight. I won in 2020.
You know that this,
and if you look at all of the tapes, if you look at everything that you want to look at, you take a look at Truth to Vote, where they have people stuffing the ballot boxes on tapes, or
Mr. President,
let's go to recent. Well, wait a minute. Let's go to recent. FBI Twitter. Let's go to recent. The 51 agents, all corrupt stuff, Bret.
Understand about the Hunter Biden,
no, but
all
that's cheating
fair
on the
things.
election.
But
that's cheating on the election.
You lost the 2020 election.
Wisconsin has practically admitted it was rigged. Other states are doing the same right now, and it's continuing.
There have been reviews of every potential case of voter fraud in 6 battleground states, and they found fewer than 475 cases.
You know why? Because they didn't look at the right things.
Okay,
Bret.
are you going to be
They were counting ballots, not the authenticity of the ballot. The ballots were fake ballots. This was a very rigged election.
Are you going to go, this is how you're going to tell that independent suburban woman voter to vote for you?
We're off to winning an election, and I think we're winning very well.
This is pathetic. If Bret Baier didn't redirect and ask his question again about how Trump plans to get independent suburban women voters on his side, he'd still be rambling about how he won in 2020. But then again, the former president's brain might be wondering, why are you guys at Fox pushing back on my propaganda so hard when you carried my water for so many years, like Sean Hannity did?
I can't imagine you ever saying, bring me some of the boxes that we brought back from the White House. I'd like to look at them. Did you ever do that?
I would have the right to do that. There's nothing wrong with it.
But I know you. I don't think you would do it.
Well, I don't have a lot of time, but I would have the right to do that. Right. I would do that. There'd be nothing wrong.
Let me move on.
Remember this. Yeah. This is the Presidential Records Act. I have the right to take stuff. Do you know that they ended up paying Richard Nixon, I think, $18 million for what he had? They did the Presidential Records Act. I have the right to take stuff. I have the right to look at stuff.
I have the right to take stuff. Even Hannity saw how damning this conversation was and tried to move on to save his ass, but Trump kept going. Did you notice he said, I didn't hold anything back that I cared about? It's another indication of his selective approach to returning property that he didn't have the right to steal, right before playing the victim card again about Mar-a-Lago being raided viciously. People that know him best keep coming out to warn us of his dangerous mindset.
As somebody who knew him very well and spent a lot of time with him, is the worst things you have heard are only scratching the surface. This is an unprecedented moment that we are in. There has never been, now granted, we're some of the more vocal former Trump staffers, but he has been denounced by all of his most senior staff, something we've never seen in modern American history before. Multiple White House chiefs of staff, multiple secretaries of defense, his former national security advisor, his former White House communications director, people who saw him in the most important decision-making environments have spoken to the fact that he is unfit and that he poses a threat to democracy, and people need to wake up to that.
There isn't a decent explanation for the significant numbers of former staffers and cabinet officials that have come out with similar stories of his unstable behavior. Some have had to choose between Biden policies that they completely disagree with and the preservation of our democracy.
So let me ask you, I mean, you've been very clear you don't want President Trump to be back in the White House. You've courageously talked about the threat. You are a Republican. That's why you joined the White House. You've worked for Republican candidates. Are you open to supporting Joe Biden?
Yeah, I have said that if it is a choice between Donald Trump and Joe Biden in a general election, that even if I don't agree with the policies of President Biden, that I would put policy aside and I would cast my vote for him for democracy, because I look at Donald Trump, and this is someone who has shown us that he will not uphold the Constitution.
The detractors will be shoved aside, and they'll claim that their opposition is simply due to Trump derangement syndrome, which is a lazy way of saying he refuses to stop engaging in anti-American and illegal activities. The more that he's exposed, the less that he denies the incriminating evidence. So if he's elected again, he'll take it as the country giving him the right to do anything his self-serving heart wants.
He is by far the most disgraceful figure in modern presidential history. He's only become more disgraceful since 2016 and since 2020. He is a bubbling cauldron of loathsome traits, and it's only those who are actually suffering from Trump derangement syndrome, which is the way they and Fox News and all the rest of MAGA media try to brush aside